So here we are, another day in the chair. I have to say it's turning out to be a lot longer than I was expecting, you know. I thought it was going to be easy, but it's not easy.
Wikus's transformation was actually not that difficult to film. It required sometimes 5 hours of makeup for him, but it was all practical. There's no visual effects with anything to do with his transformation.
They just asked me if they could remove the nail and with anesthetic. I said yes, and then they will put it back. So there it is. I can't really feel any of the thumb at all. No, I'm just joking. I got you though, eh?
He's been a very interesting character to develop. He's gone through quite extreme transformation, which has been exciting and fun. Oh, okay, now time for your hair removal.
Right.
It is okay, because they're saving money on you.
I am serious.
It kind of really stressed me out before we started shooting because I wasn't sure if it was going to work or not. Like, I'm so comfortable with visual effects, and I'm a lot less comfortable with practical effects.
Come forward.
Not too much blood though, eh?
No, that's all the blood we're doing.
Yeah.
The rest is good.
Yeah, no, it looks good. The original thinking was more along the lines of a virus, or almost like if you think of it like a rash, where you could have a point that would be extremely contaminated, and then you'd have a gradient of fall off into health. And I just kind of figured out one day that it didn't need to be that way. It needed to be a much more psychological, violent, repulsive protrusion.
This is fantastic blood. It actually disturbs me to look at this. You know?
Very realistic.
Yes.
That's very close, Neill.
He gets the infection, and he starts to have subtle changes. He loses a couple of his fingernails.
It's making it more writing it down to
Right. How many more we got?
And then he experiences hair loss.
I didn't think it was totally necessary, but as you can see, this whole area now is gone. These are not real veins. She's also drawn these. I mean, some of them are a little bit real, but she's also goes over them, so it makes it very difficult for you to see what is actually real and what is not.
In a fight with an alien, he has a fracture in his forearm, so his arm goes into a cast. And during that period, the alien virus starts to take hold. From that point on, he goes through a series of 3 other transformations, a progression up the left side of his body into the alien character.
It's not just prosthetics, it's the makeup as well. So as he's going through this transformation, I mean, there are times in the morning where I'm so tired and you come in at 3 o'clock in the morning and you just, you know, thankfully they're all amazing people because you're tired, you're exhausted. It would have been torture if I'd had unpleasant prosthetics and makeup people. Didn't sleep well at all last night because I had to sleep with this arm piece, this whole top piece, the whole shoulder piece that I did in the scene last night. They had run out of the prosthetic, so I had to sleep with it.
Makeup was a huge deal. I mean, it would go between, I don't know, 30 minutes to literally like 5 hours sometimes.
We've sat here now for 5.5 hours to break the record. Done some great work. I mean, this looks very convincing, obviously. And I'm supposed to be tired in the scene, and I'm also tired because I've been sitting here the whole time. So and now they say they can't do the scene and we have to take it off.
Before we see the alien flipper, we see that he's lost some hair. His eyes start getting very dark and he's got a pale, sickly look. So we incorporate all this to just give the feeling that he is undergoing some internal physical turmoil and some change.
A lot of the times I'll close my eyes for like an hour. I'll be sitting in the chair, and when I open my eyes, my whole physical body is transformed. It's not just the flipper, it's the face, it's the hair, it's the wounds on the face. I'm a bit verpiekt today. It's quite serious. They hit you from all sides. And you just look at yourself and you just feel bad. I mean, it's just, you can't not have gaping wounds on your head in a creature's arm. And it puts you right in the scene, it puts you right in the headspace. Okay, here I go. It's very painful.
There's this kind of like 1980s, like, you know, horror film aspect to using that kind of prosthetic stuff that I really like.
In our first stage, we have the flipper and a eruption forearm appliance, which is made of foam. And then as we progress in the storyline, we have the flipper and then a more disturbing forearm appliance that is just a further progression of this virus. And then we get into the flipper forearm and then an upper arm appliance, and that's third stage.
You wouldn't think it, but it's very cold. The goo and the stuff they're putting on me is very cold. On days where they'd made me up like that, I would feel, I would just sort of sit with that feeling of just feeling really bad, when the camera was off. And so people would just constantly come up and go, "Are you okay? Are you all right?"
Then we get to the point where we have the reveal in the hospital.
It's actually the moment where my flipper is revealed.
Okay,
and the blood thickens.
And the doctor's clipping away at this cast, and he's itchy and he's agitated. And all of a sudden, it opens enough to where we see the flipper come out of this cast, and of course, mayhem ensues.
What is happening to my arm?
All medical staff members evacuate Ward 11 immediately.
It should be a Mel Gibson film because he's tortured so much.
Look at me!
I really found that I had to get into a very calm and relaxed kind of place in myself to hit a lot of those scenes as an actor, because it really does take its toll on you, when you're physically restrained like that.
This on my lap is the Wikus upper body full stage transformation foam appliance. There, I said it. So this is what we use when we're in our fourth stage. Of course, we've got a separate forearm appliance, but this is made of foam. And so we'll glue this on, is what we do in the morning. And then we go through the long process of blending the edges and then doing a layer of Pax paint, which is a water-based acrylic glue. What we'll do is we'll usually wipe him down with isopropyl alcohol or some astringent just to get the oils off his body so that the sticking is going to work. I'll start on the bald patches, I'll start on some of the facial bruising, the eye makeup for the dark circles and what have you, and Jaakko will start applying forearm and flipper. And then I will join in and start doing the upper body, the chest area, and start working into this transformation. Open, look down at me. Okay, close for me.
I really thought the worst was over, I thought, well, most of my hard scenes are done. I forgot about this.
When we're doing the full transformation makeup, it takes about an hour 15 to get him out.
We are, obviously, this is what I go through every day. So obviously, this has now been taken off. So not only do I have to get here 2 hours before time, but I also have to get here, this is the ball spot that has come off, okay? This is one of them. Joe's working on the other one and Sarah's working, and you can see under here, I can just show them, this was on here because I'm blistering.
We have to be gentle in taking it off, because if we rush it, then his skin will damage his skin, and then his skin will get agitated, and then we'll have issues the next day with application. You have to be very gentle with this.
The part that really upsets me, Encia, if you just open the door there and you just have a peek out, okay, Joe, just show him. By the time we get out there, party's gonna be done. I don't know. They say that the lead has power, Do you see power? Yeah, Sarah. I said, can I just have a sausage roll, from the braai? We asked for that.
They may have forgotten.
That hasn't come.
They're drunk now. Joe and I, when we took on this project, we knew it was going to be difficult. We knew we'd have some mountains to climb, and we have. And we feel really good about the end result.
Yeah.
What?
No more.
Are you talking about you?
I want to fight you, man.
No more.
No, but is it because of this or the dying?
I want to fight you.